Hello and welcome to Video Jog. My name's Selector and I'm from humanbeatbox.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make the three most fundamental sounds in beatboxing. The kick drum, the hi-hat, and the snare drum. Okay, so the kick drum sound. This is the most fundamental sound in beatboxing. Best way to make it is think about making a B sound, but make it as short and punchy as possible, rather than actually saying buh, buh, buh. It's more of a kind of or building up pressure with the muscles around the lips and using the lips themselves. So don't just think about you've eaten something disgusting and you go or spit it out. As bassy as possible. Some people like to use the center, others like to use the side of the mouth. Whichever you find easiest, it doesn't matter. The next sound is called the hi-hat. Now the hi-hat has two basic variations. The first one would be the closed hat. It sounds something like this. Now the other sound, the other variation, would be more like this. So that's an open hat. And whether you use an open or closed hat doesn't really matter. The principle still remains the same. You want to think about using a T or an S sound, but not one or the other, kind of in between. If you just do a T, doesn't sound particularly effective. If you use the S sound by itself, it doesn't sound punchy at all. So try and blend the two together. Unlike the first two sounds, the third sound is ever so slightly harder to make. It's called a snare drum, more specifically the classic snare. This is done by thinking about using a P sound. So some people can use that in a beat, but it doesn't sound particularly effective. What you want to do is you want to start thinking about putting an F sound on the end. So if you were to write out kind of phonetically what it sounded like, it would be something like P, F, F, F. So you make that noise, that nice resonance. Now, to make this noise, you need to think about vibrating your top teeth just on the bottom lip here. So the first part of the noise comes from here, and then as that noise is continuing to vibrate, you think about making that strong, powerful F noise. Okay, so once you start to master these three sounds, you can think about putting them into a simple beat. So, like I said, use the hi-hats as a fill-in. So the beat without the hi-hats would be. Use the hi-hats in between each of those sounds. It becomes a bit more interesting. Okay, so those are your three basic sounds in beatboxing, and those can be used in a variety of ways to make some various different interesting beats.